Well, hey YouTube, it's the Free Range Trucker Show. How you guys doing today? God bless. You know, I was going through my YouTube thing. I was bored and listening to some of the other trucker guys, which I appreciate all their hard work and dedication to putting out videos, because it really helps see what's going on in other parts of the world, if you know what I mean. So I thought I'd put in my 2 cents. One of the guys, I can't remember his name, he did a video saying, you know, become a millionaire with trucking. And he was talking about how it's possible. He works for Knight. I can't remember his name right now. I feel bad about that. Really nice guy. And I completely 100% agree with him that you can become a millionaire as a truck driver. And that it all comes down to like 2 or 3 things. Who you eventually end up driving for a career. That's a kind of a big part, you know. But the primary reason, or not reason, deciding factor if you're going to become a millionaire is 1, how much you're making. 2, how much you're spending. And 3, how much are you saving? That's the biggest thing, right? One of my favorite things, Dave Ramsey, his show. I love it. You know, I don't agree with everything he says, but it's so true. If somebody takes $100 a month and saves it up, I think it's for 35 years. In that time, you'll have over $1 million. Now that's just $100 a month. Dude, I spend more money on beer in a month than that, you know? You can see. I like barbecues and beer. It's my step 2. But so that's just $100. So let's say $200 a month. So you just cut that time in half. Instead of 35 years, now you're down to 17 and a half. You know, just thinking off the top of my head. So yeah, you can easily become a millionaire. You just gotta save your money, and not just save it. You gotta invest it. So like a IRA, a Roth IRA, or get yourself some stocks. If you do get stocks, diversify that shit and get multiple different stocks. Do your education, do your homework. No one's gonna do your homework for you. So that's just saying any person that's a driver, no matter what you do, what company you work for, you should be able to become a millionaire if you keep your expenses in check or whatnot, you know. Now, some people, you know, they're gonna have large families and they're gonna have expenditures, but you can still mitigate and control cost. For example, instead of putting shit on credit, you know, taking a loan out or putting it on a credit card, you just save your money and buy everything cash. I know it's easier said than done, but I went from having credit and buying things with credit to completely almost debt free. I got a little bit more work to do, especially student loans, because I was an idiot and went to college. But if you're willing to just, let's say you want a new TV, you just, instead of paying a credit card interest rate of like 25% or 18%, you just save up for 5 or 6 months. You go buy the TV cash. With a truck or a car, get yourself a $3,000, save up $3,000, and I guarantee you can find a pretty nice truck, a pretty nice car that, maybe it's 5 or 6 years old, probably doesn't look that much different than the current model that's being sold brand new for 10 times the price. So yeah, if you just invest, that's great. Now, secondly, if you can get, let's say you take any job, Swift, Knight, do that little investing, you can get there. You can get there with that. Now, the longer you're in trucking, I'm going on 3.5 years right now. I left a government job making $55,000 a year to become a truck driver because I thought I could do better without having that safety net. And I was told over and over again how stupid I was to quit my guaranteed $4,000, $4,000 or $5,000 a month, I think it was. Depending on if I worked overtime. Government job, guaranteed check. It would have taken an act of Congress to get me fired because I was part of a union. And I was pretty well maxed out on my vacation time because I had spent 17 years working for the government, state government. But you know what? I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy going to work. I actually dreaded going to work. So I was like, you know what? I think I can do better. And I started watching other YouTubers, like I said, other truckers that have a lot of knowledge. I was listening to them, and they were probably where I'm at now. I know 2 or 3 of them, they were going on like 1 year or 2 years when they started making the YouTube videos, and I was listening to them, and I was like, you know what, I can do that. I can do it, and I was like, I can do it better, just because I'm arrogant. I was like, yeah, I can do it, I can do better. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. And since I started trucking, the first year I made like $50,000, about $50,000 the first year. And during that time I had 2 trucking jobs. It was kind of, I did over the road in the beginning, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of bullshit. I didn't like sitting at shippers and receivers for hours and not getting paid. I kind of felt that was bullshit. And I also felt it was bullshit when the company was like, every week you earn a day off. Like, motherfucker, are you paying me for this day off? If I'm not getting paid for this day off, it's not an earned day off. You're just saying I get to sit in the truck without pay, right? I don't know about you, but fuck it, no, I don't think so. So, as soon as I could, like 4 months in, I got an LTL job as a P&D driver. It stands for pickup and delivery. And man, it's been going like uphill since then. I mean, it's been good with the paychecks. That one only lasted until it was like November, and I got laid off because things got slow. You know, at the bottom of the barrel. So I was one of the first people to get let go. And I had to go back to it over the road. And this time I went to night transportation. Night was good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed working for night. I was in the refrigerated division. But I still didn't like not getting paid for all my time. Call me, I'm a spoiled ex-union guy, right? I like getting paid for everything I do. If I have to climb my fat ass up in the back of a truck and sweep it out, I should get paid for that. If I have to sit at a dock, getting loaded or unloaded, and I'm not allowed to leave to go do something, I should get paid for that. So that's where I look at that. So it didn't take long until I left. It was like 3 months, 2 months, 2 months. No, it was 3 months. And I went from there. I got lucky. I got a job hauling fuel. I'll tell you this shit, guys. It was April. I got hired to haul fuel. I started driving truck. I got my CDL March the prior year, so I had only been driving truck a year and a month. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to drive a giant tank full of explosive materials around, right? 105,000 pounds, or that's how we were allowed to go up to. We had, I carried like 10,000 gallons of diesel or 12,000 gallons of gasoline. And that was one of the better jobs I've ever had because it was home every day. In 9 times out of 10, it was a 12-hour shift because at the end of my day, it was someone else's turn to drive. So, and if you got back late, that meant that their day got started late. And so either you're cutting into their money-making time, or you're just making them late, and then they're going to make you late. So it was really kind of cool. So I worked 12 hours, and it was on it. It was nice. The only thing I didn't like about the job was it was paid by the load. However, this company was pretty fair. Like if I got stuck at a gas station, like I couldn't unload, or I had to wait in line to get loaded, they were pretty fair, and they'd pay you by an hourly wage on top of your by the load pay. But still, I don't know. I was coming in on my days off sometimes to help out, and there was no overtime pay. And I was like, give it up. I'm starting to get like spoiled here. I'm getting spoiled. I want overtime pay, or if I'm coming in, I want to be compensated somehow. And they did. They compensated. They ended up started paying $100 just to come in on my day off on top of whatever. So it was cool. And I worked there for a year. It was great. And unfortunately, they went out of business during. I can't remember what caused it. It was just like a bunch of trucking companies go out of business. They actually got bought out. So it wasn't like they went out of business, but they sold out to another company, and I didn't like what that other company that was taken over had to say. I didn't like their pay structure. It wasn't cool. So But with that job, I made $65,000 about year two, and to put it on, I didn't start with that company until April. I still made about $65,000. So then the third year, I was still with the fuel company. They went out of business around April. And then the third year was kind of a crapshoot because I was blessed to have a baby, and that wasn't supposed to be able to happen. And he ended up being born 2 months early. So, like, my wife was put on bed rest and all this different stuff. And at the time, I was like, I can't be trucking right now. I can't be doing 14-hour days because my wife needed me. So I picked up some crap local job, and it was still a CDL job, but it wasn't as good. But still, that year, because of the fuel company, working a crap job. Oh, and I worked for Ryder for a couple months, which Ryder was freaking awesome. But I basically got out of trucking from August until December. I was just doing a local crap job, and I still made over $65,000. And now I'm back into trucking. According to my job title, I'm an over-the-road driver. But I'm rarely over the road. Maybe at most 2 or 3 nights a week. Right now I do dedicated driving. I work for a large LTL company. I'm not allowed to say the name because we're not allowed to, it's against policy to talk about it on social media, but we'll just say a large LTL company. And do dedicated work for another company, so kind of like farmed out. And man, it's the best thing ever. I'm off 2 days a week, guaranteed. I do long days, still 12 to 14-hour days every day. So I'm pretty much maxing out my 70. But I mean, the money is fantastic. In this year alone, I'm hoping for my base pay to be right around $75,000. And this place is paying me nearly $10,000 sign-on bonus. So all in all, I'm hoping to make close to $85,000 or $90,000 in 1 year. I mean, shit. That's a lot of freaking money, a lot of money. $80,000, $90,000. And I'm home on the weekends. And I mean, yeah, I stay maybe 2 nights in my truck a week, maybe 3. It all depends on like where I'm going, but I'm still home on average 5 days a week, and I get 2 full days off. Stop it. Stupid thing. Thought I saw it was something. It was a stupid sign. Anyways, so yeah, you can become a millionaire in trucking. I did the math myself with the calculator because I'm a dummy. And I was just saying, you know what? $80,000 a year or $75,000 a year. If I just do this job for 20 years, that's $1,600,000 I'll be earning. Jackass. Idiots, man. All over the place. But yeah, $1,600,000 in 20 years. Okay. I'm okay with that. You know, just for somebody that was stupid and went to college, should have never done that. I went to college for business administration. Racked myself up $40,000 in student loans. When in the end, all I had to do was go down to Swift, get my damn CDL for $4,000. And here I'm making way more money than if I would have finished the bachelor's degree and got a job pushing paper. And I guarantee you I'm way happier than I would have been sitting in a cubicle. So that's my take on trucking. I think it's the best thing that a lot of people that can do. Because even if you live in a really crap town where there's not much work, trucking is everywhere. And you just find a job with a terminal that's semi-close, and you go to work. So anywhere you live, you can be a trucker and you can make enough money. You know, well, making enough money is that's up to you. And on how you, like I said in the previous thing, how much you spend, you know, and how much you save. You know, you're gonna get out here and start making $1,000 a week. You go out and buy yourself a super expensive car on payments, paying all that expensive interest, and getting credit cards and paying all that interest. You know, maybe you won't do as well. Or you go out and get yourself, you know, 3 baby mamas and paying them each little piece of the pie because you weren't smart and wrapped it up. It is what it is. You know, we all make mistakes. But, man, trucking is a great career. Great. And it's really hard to go wrong. I mean, it's easy to go wrong and hard to go wrong too, because you get in and it's just a giant learning curve, and all you're going to do is learn a whole bunch of shit about what not to do. But once you learn, it's all uphill from there, baby. So, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Shut up. Anyways, God bless you guys. I will be putting out more videos because I'm getting a lot more free time. And I'm going to try to educate you some guys on some trucking, because it's the best thing that ever happened to me with my career. And like I said, I came from a government job making $55,000 a year with all the golden benefits, and I am so much happier doing what I do now. So God bless you guys. Subscribe, like, thumbs down, whatever you feel. Finger. God bless, guys.